There was a man living right here in Los Angeles, California area whose name was Larry Walker. And Larry Walker was a truck driver. And Larry always was trying to save enough money to be able to go and to take flying lessons. He wanted to learn how to fly airplanes. But you know, being a truck driver and everything else that came along, Larry could never seem to get enough money together to be able to go and to take his flying lessons. So one Saturday morning here in Los Angeles, Larry is sitting out in the backyard, and he's sitting in one of those aluminum lawn chairs. You know, the kind you get from Walmart or Kmart that's got that plastic webbing around it. You know, it's a little bit rickety and everything. And Larry is sitting out in the backyard in that aluminum lawn chair, and all of a sudden, this great idea seizes Larry Walker. He jumps up, he runs inside his home, he gets his wallet, he gets his car keys, and he goes out and he jumps into his truck and he drives into downtown Los Angeles to an Army-Navy surplus store. And he goes in and he buys 46 surplus weather balloons. Every balloon they had, Larry bought. And then he stops by one of these places that sell these cylinders of bottled gas, and he bought several tanks of helium. And he calls some of his friends and he said, "Come over, I've got a great idea." And what Larry did was he started filling up all of those balloons with that helium. And Larry had also bought some rope, and they were taking the balloons and they were tying them with the rope to the aluminum lawn chair that old Larry had been sitting in earlier that morning. And then they had some extra rope and they tied Larry into the aluminum lawn chair as well. Now Larry had all 46 surplus weather balloons attached to that aluminum lawn chair, and Larry had a plan. Here's what his plan was. I'm going to go up maybe 70 or 80 feet into the air. That would clear most of the trees here in the area in which you live. And I'm going to get up to about 70 or 80 feet, and he had packed himself a little pack of sandwiches. He also had a couple of 6-packs of his very favorite beverage attached to the chair. And when I tell you the full plan, you're going to wonder how many favorite beverages old Larry had when the great idea hit him that morning, because he also had a pellet gun. And here's what Larry was going to do. He was going to get up to about, 70 or 80 feet in the air. There were a series of ball fields not far from his house, and he thought, with the wind blowing the direction that it's blowing, with any luck, I'm going to go across those ball fields. I'll gently shoot out those balloons one at a time till I get exactly the altitude that I want to be. And then when I want to come down, I'll just keep shooting out the balloons, and I will gently land on the ball field. Again, he got something to eat. He got something to drink. He even remembered to buckle up. But the only thing that Larry Walker forgot to do was to check and see, would a pellet from his pellet gun actually penetrate a weather balloon? And he found out really fast that it would not. So I want you to listen careful here, because Larry, who thought he would go 70, 80 feet, shot up to 12,860 feet in the air. Now, y'all, that's nearly 2 miles high. That's high to me in an airplane, let alone an aluminum lawn chair from Walmart, right? And not only did Larry shoot up that high, but you know what else Larry found out? Larry found out, depending on where you are in the atmosphere, the wind can be blowing in different directions. And Larry, who just knew that he was going to go toward the east, instead shot toward the west. And that became a problem, because Larry got caught in what is referred to as the glide path at Los Angeles International Airport. That's where those big 747s are coming down, like I flew in last night. And there's Larry sitting out there in the aluminum lawn chair. Now, it is interesting to note that not one pilot reported seeing Larry Walker. I don't guess so. Would you want to be a pilot and you came up for your medical review and you were the one who called in one day and said, we just passed 12,800 feet and there's a dude out there in an aluminum lawn chair and that boy is pumping a pellet gun like you would not believe, right? You don't want to be that pilot. So eventually they got Larry down. They always get folks down. They got Larry down, and at one time there was a website dedicated to this whole story, and you could go see all the film that day, because because all the news choppers were up in the air, shooting Larry Walker out there in the aluminum lawn chair. So they get him down, and of course, who was waiting on him, and you're thinking, well, authorities, sure, but also the press was there. And so they all started yelling these questions at Larry. Someone yelled at him, what was it like? And here's Larry's entire response. You used to go watch this on the website. Larry said, it was something. That's all Larry could get out. Larry was still a little bit tight and tense at this point right now. Someone else yelled at him, well, are you ever going to do something like this again? It obviously been educational because Larry said, not on your life. Nope, not ever going to try that again. The third reporter yelled at him and said, well, why did you do it this time? And here's what Larry said, because sometimes in life, you just can't keep sitting there. Isn't that the truth? Sometimes in life, you've got to get up. Sometimes in life, you've got to take charge. Sometimes in life, you've got to say, you know what? I want to be able to have a better life. I want to be able to have a great life. I want to make my life really count. I want to make sure that I'm living up to the absolute potential that I have, and I want to be able to maximize that potential. So let me give you a line that's been driving me the last few years of my life. I never want my memories to be greater than my dreams, because the day my memories are greater than my dreams, I am dead in the water.